What's up, you guys? This is JYoungGo2 back with another video, and in this video today I'm going to be once again talking about the Los Angeles Lakers, but more so just strictly about LeBron James, because normally every year, I make a video obviously on LeBron and his greatness, but this year hasn't really been the greatest year for LeBron James in his NBA career. Even though they did come off a win last night against the Toronto Raptors, that doesn't really change the fact that the Lakers are still one of the downsides this season in the NBA. And, a lot of that, of course, has to do with their new roster and the additions on their team. And not only that, but just injuries and COVID. You have all things that are really not really in the Lakers' favor. But regardless of that, the Lakers, they're the 9th seed right now. They still are in the play-in tournament. So, hopefully they can stay in that seed and so they can be in the tournament so they can possibly, really compete for a possible playoff spot. But regardless of that point on, speaking about LeBron James, look, man, a lot of people, in the media, the blame a lot of times always goes on the greatest players. And LeBron is no different. LeBron has come in this generations and he's dominated consistently for 2 decades now. And the thing is, they're always going to find ways to basically scrutinize LeBron James. And I remember seeing an article or something about how could this season affect LeBron James' legacy, or is his legacy on the line for everything that he's accomplished? I don't believe at all. It's not even a question. LeBron's legacy has already been locked up. The man is going to finish his career as one of the greatest scorers in the entire NBA. As a matter of fact, on that as well, LeBron is about to make another huge milestone in his NBA career by becoming the second all-time leading scorer. He's only 19 points away from accomplishing that. But as we all know, he's not just the greatest scorer in that area. I wouldn't say necessarily he's the greatest scorer of all time, but as far as being the best all-around player, of course, we know that LeBron James is that. I think he is overall the most well-rounded basketball player of all time. And look, the failures this season for the Lakers, I don't really think the blame should really be on LeBron James. Sure, you can say he is the quote-unquote GM of this team, but LeBron, you can tell that he's even frustrated himself this season playing, and he's trying his best to will the Lakers at this point into at least getting him into the play-in tournament. But the Lakers have failed him, and these are back-to-back seasons. Actually, really, the only successful season for LeBron James was really the year that he won the NBA championship. Think about it. His first season with the Lakers, they didn't make the playoffs. He got hurt. The second season, they go out, get Anthony Davis, transform the roster, and guess what? They make it to the NBA Finals and win that series. And coming into that next season, what happens? Well, injuries derail the Lakers, and they get eliminated in the first round by the Phoenix Suns. And coming into this year, of course, they transformed their roster completely. And, well, we know the mistakes that has transpired into now for the Lakers and for LeBron James. So, really, LeBron's time for the Lakers has been, he's accomplished the goal of winning an NBA championship. But overall, it hasn't really been consistent. It hasn't been what all of us expected. When he was acquired on the Lakers, we were already saying, man, the Lakers, they're about to be, one of the best teams, especially after the year they won their NBA championship. We were expecting the Lakers to really just take over and win the next 2 to 3 possible NBA championships. And then we could have really been having a discussion on who really truly is the greatest player. But of course, his running mate and partner, Anthony Davis, he hasn't not been healthy at all. He had that one year when they won the championship that he was consistently healthy. But other than that, Anthony Davis has suffered many injuries, and it continues to happen now to this day. And, well, for the Lakers, there's no really getting any better from them right now. As we all know, their future is not really heading into the right direction. They don't really have any draft picks until, I believe, the year 2027, I believe. And, well, their money situation isn't good either. You have 3 max players on your team. And, well, I don't think anybody anytime soon is going to want to take on a Russell Westbrook's contract as well. Carmelo Anthony, for crying out loud, even though he's been offensively not that bad this year, he is a liability. As a matter of fact, they have a lot of liabilities this season, but he's definitely one of the biggest one. I remember Jalen Green literally coming out and just saying that they focused on attacking Carmelo Anthony because he basically gave up so many points against the Houston Rockets in the paint, especially. Wouldn't even contest threes at times. Crazy. But for LeBron James in general, I don't really think that the blame should really be placed on him. Yes, he is the best player on this team, but LeBron, this really isn't his team anymore. This is Anthony Davis' team. He's already said that since he's been with the Lakers, that this is going to be Anthony Davis' team. This is the future of him being that next guy up. But unfortunately, LeBron has still had to really be the team's best player. The man is, 37 now? Averaging over 29 points a game still? It's rare to find players that age doing things that he is doing. So for LeBron James and his future, I don't really know if he's gonna really win another NBA championship again, and that's really a lot to say. I mean, his window of winning may possibly be over. After especially this season, I don't know what's gonna happen to the Lakers next season unless they make a huge transition into a new team. That's really going to be the case. But until then, LeBron is just stuck with what he has. And the reality is that they will not be going anywhere anytime soon with this roster. I mean, the Lakers know that. LeBron knows that. Hopefully Rob Pelinka now sees and knows that. I mean, there's many problems for them. And what all LeBron James has done throughout his NBA career, this is once again another example of him and his greatness just really being on display in a way. Because if you think about it, the man, even though his team is not successful, I think LeBron at this point of his career is done trying to carry teams. He's done that really his entire NBA career, for crying out loud. He did it when he was on the Cavs. He did it not really in the Miami Heat like that, but he definitely was a driving force on that team. When he went back to Cleveland and Kevin Love and Kyrie both got hurt, he was once again carrying that team. And once those guys got hurt, and Kyrie was traded especially, he once again had to carry a big load on him. Then now on this Lakers team, his first year there, he had to carry a bigger load. And even though they won that championship, he didn't have to play as huge of a role. The next 2 seasons now, he's definitely had to still be that man. So if anything, LeBron does deserve more credit and praise still for what he's been able to do at the highest level. And it's not really his fault of why this team is the way it is, because, there's nothing he can do about that. So I don't really know if LeBron, though, is going to possibly win another NBA championship. I don't know if he will be, in the right position to do that, unless Bronny obviously gets acquired by a really good NBA team or a really good grown NBA team. Then we will see what happens then, because that he's going to play with his son his final year. But until then, man, it looks like LeBron's windows, especially for winning NBA championships, might be done. But like I said, there's still hope. Maybe the Lakers transform their roster. Maybe they do something really, really big. But we will see, because, this is it for me really making Lakers videos this season. And, I really do feel for LeBron, and I do feel for all of the issues and dilemmas that he's had to go through this season, because, this is really nothing new for him in a way when you think about it. This is another year for him and doing this yet again. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos each and every single week. Have a great day. Peace.